Hey everyone, welcome back to Edu World. In this video, we're gonna talk about how can you write a fire accident report, and I will give you some points or ideas which you can use in your report. So without any further ado, let's keep going. You might be wondering how can you start your report? So you can start like a devastating fire broke out yesterday in a residential complex, or a catastrophic fire broke out at the city mall at Mahanagar, or you can say a massive fire broke out at Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh at 5 a.m. on Sunday. The fire was in a hotel that was being used for a COVID-19 center. Like this, you can begin your report, and instead of broke out, you can use the word engulfed too. Next is describing the area affected. You can write that the fire emanated from the top floor due to huge stock of inflammable articles or combustible materials. The fire escalated into a raging inferno that consumed everything in its path. Flames leapt up as the conflagration spread throughout the building. Clouds of black smoke billowed from the side. In a flash, fire engulfed the entire area or building. Then you can also include points such as the fire started early in the morning when everyone was still asleep. The fire was caused by an electrical fault in one of the apartments. The fire also spread to neighboring apartments. The residents were awakened by the sound of fire alarm. You have to be creative in writing your report. Next, you can mention is the reaction of the people, that there was panic at the site and utter chaos. The chaos and panic that ensued as people attempted to evacuate and the emergency services were also rushed to the scene. There was visual stampede as people ran helter-skelter to escape from the burning or raging inferno. Visual stampede here means sudden or hurried movements of people due to common impulse. Words like these can be used to lay a great impact on your report. There was a heart-rending sight. The smoke and heat generated by fire made it difficult to see and breathe, making it challenging for people to escape. People were crying and wailing for help. Eyewitness. You can also give an eyewitness as it gives an insight into the severity of the incident and the emotions and reactions of the people who are present. As we all know, those who experience fire accident at first hand have a range of emotions from shock to sadness to anger, so you can mention their traumatic experience. Next is survivors recounted with horror their nightmarish experience. So you can also give an example and quote it, what the survivors experienced. These points are just to give a brief idea of what you can include in your report. What kind of points should be there, what words you can use. It's just the last minute things you can grasp. You can definitely include a lot of points in this. Next, you can mention the damage to life and property. The aftermath of the fire was devastating. Many residents lost their homes and belongings, and some suffered injuries. 100 people suffered grievous injuries and were taken to the hospitals. Death toll was near 1,000, or you can mention any number that you want to. The number of casualties were bound to rise. The impact of fire was not just limited to residents of the building, it also had an impact on the wider community. The roads were closed for several days, causing traffic disruptions, and the local businesses were also affected. Death was caused due to smoke inhalation and toxic gases. People were admitted to hospitals, had severe burns on their body. With building and property left in ruins, or crores of property was destroyed. Since we all know that the extent of damage depends on how quickly the fire department can respond and how well equipped they are to handle the situation. In some cases, damage can be so severe that it can take years to recover. The injuries sustained can be life-altering, and the loss of life can be heartbreaking for the families affected. So you can mention these kind of points. Next comes the rescue work. 6 fire engines and score of firefighters were summoned. They embattled the flames. Hydraulic ladders were used to bring down people from windowsills. Public helped paramedical staff to carry the victims. Ambulances ferried the victims to various hospitals. The firefighters worked tirelessly to put out the fire and ensure the safety of everyone involved. and it took several hours to bring it under control. You can also mention that the firefighters worked tirelessly and they faced many challenges, such as the intensity of the flames and the narrow staircases, which made it difficult for them to move their equipment around the building. Despite these challenges, they were able to prevent the fire from spreading to other buildings in the area. And you can add your own points too. This is just a brief idea. Next, you can mention is the assessment of the situation, like the district magistrate supervised the rescue and relief operations. He gave his opinion. You can mention his opinion also that the excessive use of AC, poor quality wiring, etc. was the cause of the catastrophe. The probable cause of the catastrophe might have been the electrical short circuit or gas leakage. Then the chief minister ordered a probe into the incident by Director General of Fire Services. The police cordoned off the entire area. So these kind of points you can mention in your report. I'm giving you the start and you can continue on your own. Now comes the compensation point. In this, you can mention that the chief minister expressed his deep shock over the tragedy, or you can write he offered his condolence or expressed his grief. He announced a compensation of rupees 1 lakh for the dead, or he decided to give an ex gratia payment of rupees 1 lakh. Free treatment to the injured. Chief Minister appealed to the people to cooperate with the authorities in implementing safety measures. Lastly comes the title, which you have to mention at the first only. This has to be eye-catchy, like fire in residential complex, city mall set on devastating fire, fire broke out in shopping market, massive fire broke out in chemical factory. It's anything that you can base your report on, in which area the fire accident took place, or whatever is mentioned in the question, you can mention it from there and write it accordingly. I hope you understood all the 8 points. Thank you for watching this video. If you think anything is missing over here, you can definitely include in your report and mention it in the comment section too, so that others can also get help from your comments. Thank you once again. If you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up. Goodbye. See you in the next one.